In this video, traders, we're going to look at common spread betting scams. Stick around. Hey traders, a very warm welcome to you. Right, so fortunately there's not that many spread betting scams out there, but there are a few that if you're starting spread betting, you're new to spread betting, you've got to be careful of. So let's have a look at them and let's go. Right, number one is unregulated firms. So trading with an unregulated spread betting firm. Be very careful about some companies claiming to be regulated or just unregulated and advertising. It's less common in spread betting, to be fair, because spread betting is marketed at UK. It's more common with Forex, which is marketed across the world, but still you've got to be careful. Check they're regulated. Normally in the footer of the page of the spread betting company, have a look at the FCA registration number, go on the FCA website and check they are regulated and registered. And by the way, if you're looking for a broker that is regulated, I've got one for you in the description below. So make sure you trade with a regulated firm. Why is that important? Well, it means that you're covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. It means that they're acting and they've got certain hoops to run through and jump through to make sure that they're doing the right thing from a business perspective. It also makes sure that from an operational perspective as well, because just before we start on that, guys, if you're trading with an unregulated firm, you might find out that any money you've made could go missing. You might not get anything back if they go bust. All sorts of reasons. And there's plenty of good regulated firms out there, so there's no reason to trade unregulated. Another thing, guys, is that they are less likely now and less common now, but things like widening the spread on you in the middle of the night so it pings out stops, all sorts of shenanigans and games. The industry is so much cleaner and so much more transparent now. We've gone through big kind of cycles from many years ago, and it's much better. But if you trade with a regulated firm, at least you know that if the worst comes to the worst, your money is protected and you know that they're acting in your best interest under the guidelines of the FCA. Right, number two, money managers. So this is a common scam actually, and it happens quite regularly still, is that people will claim that they are going to spread bet your money for you, and under the guise, of course, the benefit of spread betting, of course, is that it's a tax-free for most people, no capital gains tax to pay. They're going to say that and they say, hey, give me your money, I can make you X% return a month, and you can just pay me a small fee for it. This is quite common, guys, and for some reason spread betting attracts this. The only thing I can say to this is just watch out. You know, these money managers that claim to be able to spread bet money for you, you've got to be careful. You've got to be so careful. They're probably not regulated as an authorized person to conduct that as one. That's the first thing. So they shouldn't be taking your money. And number two, do you trust them? And number three, are their claims excessive? All these red flags. Just think, you know, if you're going to spread bet, then spread bet and learn your own process and learn how to do it yourself. If you want your money managed, then forget about spread betting, find a proper money management company, a hedge fund or something where it's regulated and you know what you're getting and you can place your money in. That's a complete separate thing. Don't fall into the trap of, oh, this guy seems to know what he's talking about, I'm going to send him some money and let him trade for me. Be very careful of that, guys, because most of these end in tears. Number three, too good to be true systems. Similar thing, but very often you've got a spread betting system. Just follow these calls, just follow these signals. You know, get alerted, do this, do that. You'll be up X amount, £1,000 a day. Just be careful again. You know, it's easy to get lured into this, especially if you've tried spread betting, you've not had the success you want. You think, well, it's easier just to latch onto somebody else, pay them a monthly fee, and use these signals, guys. If you were subscribed to the channel, probably not because you're probably new here, but you know, consider subscribing for more kind of videos to talk about trading and spread betting and risk and stuff. But one thing I have talked about is that, you know, signals can be useful, but following some system blindly never really ends well for anybody. So be very careful of that scam. And also, especially if they're advertising it as, look, all the money you can make, the percentage returns, all these pips, all these points, be very careful. That's a big scam and it's still quite prevalent. Number four, being encouraged to trade. So not a scam so much, more a case of the industry wants you to trade. Right, the industry wants you to be placing trades with size regularly and constantly trading. Now, there is a thing that says that they want you to lose, which isn't quite right, because most of the time they prefer you to trade for a longer period of time so they can make money on the spread. If you're trading for multiple years and they're making spread off you all the time, you're making money, they're making money, your liquidity provided, and it all goes into the pot of all these people that are trading, then that's good. They're making money off you for holding overnight, then that's good. So not necessarily they want you to lose, but they do want you to trade. And on the financial media, financial press, they're giving you all this stuff, saying look at this market, look at that market. So whilst it's not a scam, just be careful you're not getting sucked into trading for the sake of it, because that is not going to serve you in the long term. It's only going to serve the broker. So watch out for that. So it's not a scam, but just be careful. Number 5, being lured in by a headline rate. Less prevalent now, but there was instances, and I'm sure there probably may well be somewhere out there, is that, hey, look at this headline rate we've got. You can trade this specific market. It's normally a popular market like Euro USD or DAX or FTSE or something for a very, very cheap rate. And then you get lured in, you open an account, and then actually it's only a rate that's under certain times, or everything else is very expensive. So maybe not, so maybe it is just that rate, but many people will trade other products as well. And so they end up paying a little bit, and they're more expensive. So they end up making their money back from you by trading these other products and other instruments that aren't the headline rate. So that's okay, but just be aware of what you're getting and whether that's anything you want to trade. So if you're opening a brokerage account, and by the way, check out the one in the link description below, have a look at all the spreads on there for all the things that you like to trade and weigh up what's going on. Now, there's nothing wrong with having multiple accounts and saying, okay, well, I trade crude oil with that one. I trade, my US and my European indices with that one, and FX with that one because they're more competitive there, etc., etc. That's fine. You have to have it all under one umbrella, but just being cautious about the headline rate and getting sucked in and then trading all sorts of other instruments that are actually quite expensive and quite pricey, or their overnight carry charge is quite pricey, etc. So not necessarily a scam as such, but just being careful. The biggest ones in terms of scams are these top 3 guys. The money manager thing, they'll trade the money. That's genuine scams. They're just out there to scam out of your money. Too good to be true systems. There are systems out there, and some of them are very transparent and you can make your own decisions, but the scammy ones are like big highlight numbers, massive numbers of returns. You know that they're scammy. And unregulated firms, obviously, if they're not regulated, they shouldn't be offering what they do. Anyway, guys, whatever you're doing, be very careful with spread betting. It can be very, very lucrative and very, very, very good. It can be very bad as well. So just make sure you understand the risks and all that kind of stuff. And if you like spread betting, you're getting into it, you want to do more trading, you want to kind of learn more and educate yourself, then this channel is the right one for you. Hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.